Management and leadership concepts are vital for success in business and in life. So, whether you're thinking about starting and scaling a real estate business, management and leadership is going to be vital to that process. Or whether you're thinking about becoming part of the financial service industry, management and leadership is going to be vital to succeed in every aspect of business. One of the things that research has shown is that many person you struggle in business and in life simply because you haven't took the time to really understand what is management and what is leadership. Today, I will give a high level overview of what is management, and I want us to do a deep dive into leadership. So, moving forward, you understand these essential tenets, this body of knowledge that you want to adopt and really make it your own when you want to position yourself for success. So, I want to encourage you to call a friend and tell a friend that we're on air, and I also want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. I begin to advance this discussion by identifying some essential tenets of management. Now, management focuses on five important concepts, and it has a lot to do with setting objective and planning. To be successful, you must have a master plan, you must have a game plan. This is how you position yourself to be prepared for success. To be prepared, it means a number of things must be considered. And I'm happy to say that we have a number of unique programs. I'm not going to go deep into them today that really helps you to understand this first tenet of management. We talk about a law of preparation. Under the law of preparation, you learn about a number of important concepts that we call the art and science of success. Look back at some of my previous program and you would understand what I'm talking about. The art and science of success really helps you to understand what is success. And it helps you to understand what is the art to get to success or what is the science to get to success. To understand management, let me say you need to be prepared. You be talk about setting objective and planning. These are essential concepts that you want to learn, you want to apply, and you want to master when you want to be successful. In the absence of you understanding these tools, the possibility exists you're going to struggle, like so many million people in the world who are struggling to attain success simply because you don't understand the importance of management and leadership, and you're applying this to your life. So you must pause a bit to understand what is setting objective and planning and what it entails. I'm not going to go deeper into it today. I'm giving you a high level overview. So moving forward, you know that you need to plan the right way. Stop saying that you don't want to plan because the plan don't come true. The plan simply don't come through because you're going about it in all the wrong ways. All right, the wrong ways. We at the bestseller portal and the other companies who are sponsoring this program, we want to give you this formula because we want you to win. We want you to be successful. You deserve it. So we talk about briefly about setting objective and planning. The second is organizing resources to achieve the objective. Now, very often when you're going after success, perhaps you're thinking me, myself, and I. But it's important to understand the essential resources that you need to organize towards achieving that goal. You have to look at the human resource needs. You have to look at your technical resource needs. You have to look at the capital resource needs and organize all of these resources that can help you to go towards your business objectives or your personal dreams and hopes and aspirations. You need to focus on this. If you're not focusing on these things, these elements of management, the possibility exists that you're going to keep trying and trying. You're going to keep taking action, but taking action is not informed action. You have to learn how to apply informed action. All right. So we look so far at setting objective and planning and organizing resources to achieve the objective. The third is communicating and motivating your team. Because when you pull your human resource together, you want to ensure that they are highly motivated. You want to be certain that they're seeing your vision. You want to be certain that you're giving them the incentive to stick with you until the end. If you are not setting the ecosystem up in such a way to ensure that you're building a strong team, a right team, and you have them highly motivated, supporting you towards the end results that you want, you're going to undermine your chance to succeed. And many of you, you're going to fail because of the fact that you are not looking at these essential tenets of management as you take steps to position yourself for success. The fourth concept that I want you to look at here is coordinating resources. You must coordinate activities, all right, towards achieving the end result. Every single action, every single moving part of that project must be coordinated. Not this one doing this and the other one is doing that, and there's no proper coordination. For example, if you need to execute on a particular task at a particular time, you need to ensure that you have the human resource lined up to execute. If you need to execute on a particular task at a particular time to get a particular end result, you need to be certain that you have the capital resources to move the process forward. If capital is not coordinating with human resource activity, what's going to happen? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know this. You're going to undermine your chance of success. I'm giving a high level overview today. All right. The last concept that I want to go into in terms of management principles that you should understand is what I'm going to call measuring and controlling performance towards attaining the objective that you want to achieve. All right. You want to measure. Just don't take action. You want to take measurable actions. So you understand your TOPAC, targeted performance outcome, every step that you're taking towards achieving the objective, and you are measuring performance towards achieving the end results. If you don't measure performance towards achieving targeted outcome, you might have a runaway train. You know what's a one runaway train? You ever have dreams? This year you set your New Year resolution, you want to start and scale a business and you want to take it IPO. Brilliant. You plan this. Year one, you start the process. But by the time you get to July of the year, guess what happened? That train run away from you. That vision completely run away from you. Why? Because you're not monitoring, you're not measuring, you're not evaluating your activities towards attaining success. You don't have any control mechanism. So you're going to be going after your dreams and your hopes and your aspiration because you don't have essential management tools at your side, your success becomes nothing but a runaway train. So understanding these 5 essential management tools and principles is vital. And I'm going to quickly go through this, and then I'm going to come to focus on leadership. The first concept that we look at here today, and is vital for your success in business and in life, we talk about setting objective and planning. We talk about organizing resources to attain the objective, human, technical, and capital resources. We talk about communicating and motivating your team. We talk about coordinating activities, and we talk about measuring and controlling performance towards attaining your dreams, your hopes, and your aspiration. You will struggle to attain success if you don't take the time to understand these concepts. You will struggle to start and scale your business. If you don't know it, you don't have the time to learn it. My advice to you is get a mentor, get a coach, get a support community that can really help you navigate these essential, necessary terrains of doing business. Now, I want us to talk a little bit about leadership, because leadership is vital for your success in business and in life. And it's not leadership versus management or management versus leadership. You need both of them. You need to understand management concepts, and you need to understand and apply leadership concepts when you want to be successful in business and in life. Now, we have several different types of leadership style that you need to understand. There is democratic leadership, and you need to understand these type of leadership, and I will give you some graphic example of some of these the leaders that we have in the world that practice this type of leadership. There's the autocratic leadership, there is the laissez-faire leadership, and then there is the paternalistic approach to leadership. Now let's go right back to democratic leadership. The world over knows Nelson Mandela. And Nelson Mandela, he had a very democratic approach in how he practiced leadership. So go study Nelson Mandela to learn more about that democratic process. You had Tim Cook. Now, if you know the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, he is another person that practices democratic leadership style. Go study these folks to really understand leadership style that really contribute to their success in politics, their success in business, their success in life. You have Larry Page is another democratic leader. And in the event that you don't know Larry Page, he's the co-founder of Google. These are all democratic leaders. And the world over can actually see how their leadership style contributed to their success. And I'm saying to you that when you want to be successful, it is necessary that you take the time to understand both management principles, leadership style that can really help to push you on that way, that pathway to attain success. And if you don't know these essential tenets of success, the possibility exists that you will fail. Now you have autocratic leadership, and one person who is known for his autocratic leadership style is Steve Jobs. God rest the dead. And he was the co-founder of Apple Inc. All right, Steve Jobs, well known for his autocratic leadership approach. You also have laissez-faire approach style, and you need to learn these styles. And we'll talk about which is better or whether you should learn all of them. You have some great minds who have established themselves as the laissez-faire leaders. For example, you have Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett, he is the chairman and CEO for Berkshire Hathaway. All right. And the world over know about Warren Buffett because he's one of the great minds in the financial management space. All right. He's one of the great icons who really understand the depths of leverage and finance in the right way, in the smart way to cash flow optimize. And he has applied what is known as the laissez-faire leadership style to position his business to global fame. Practice these leadership style. Now, the possibility exists that a leader may demonstrate different leadership style depending on where he's applying his leadership approach. Because I'm going to call Steve Jobs here name again, but he is also known as a laissez-faire. So at one case, he was identified as an autocratic leader, and in the other case, he's now identified as a more laissez-faire approach in leadership. All right, so he represents both equation. The last leadership style that I'm going to look at here is what we call the paternalistic leadership style. And you have leaders like Jack Ma of Alibaba. He applied this leadership style, the paternalistic approach to leadership. Another great name that you should know about is Henry Ford of Ford Motor Company, another individual who would have applied this type of leadership style. Now, why am I going through all of this? I'm going through all of this because you need to position yourself to become a leader when you want to be successful. So understanding leadership style is what's going to help you to understand this. I'm not going to get deep into all of these leadership styles today, but I want you to do some homework. I want you to go and research these leaders I've just spoken about and really see what was unique about their style and try to take a page out of their book. This is Success Leave Clues. So go study these successful people and see what clues you can take away. In another broadcast, I'm going to give you some clues that you can take, but stay with me because I'm going to go deeper into really analyzing what the leadership role really is. All right. So I want to give some definition of leadership. Leadership is like a research journalist who is prepared to use orthodox and unorthodox means to expose and bring down a ring of child sex traffickers. So what this is saying, the leader, you're not just empathetic. The leader know what has to be done. He has a moral compass or not, and he's going to be using that to achieve a specific end results. All right. Let me go a little deeper here. Leadership is the effective deployment of strategies, tools, processes, system before, during, and after collecting sensitive data, analyzing sensitive data, adopting a market sensitive approach to respond to sensitive data aimed at influencing targeted results. That's a whole lot to unpack. But what I'm saying here, in other words, a leader, in the truest of sense, is an individual who is sensitive to the environment. They're sensitive to people. They collect information. They use their moral compass to affect the environment to achieve a desired end results. The same principle apply in business. You're starting a business. Yes, you're going to cash flow optimization might be one thing that you're going to be looking for, but part of doing business is about being able to add value and fix problems. And you need to collect the right information about people to be able to add value and fix problem. And this is your ability to do all of this that's going to position you to be successful in business. Leadership is all about the end results. The end results is about, it's about the end game. Leadership is all about the end game. The end game is all about the end results. You want results. And a great leader knows exactly what he wants to achieve, and he understands the art of achieving it and the science of achieving it. All right. The majority of the people in the world, you know what you want to accomplish, but guess what? You don't know the approach that you should be using to attain it. A great leader, he understands what are the best strategies to deploy, the best tools to deploy, the best processes to deploy, the best systems to deploy to achieve an end results. And that's the type of leader that you want to become. And this is what's going to really position you for greatness. This is what's going to position you to attain success in business and in life. All right. And you don't have to born with this talent. You just have to make the commitment to want to learn it. And that's why we have developed a very unique program titled the High Net Worth Investors Guide. And the High Net Worth Investors Guide talks about the law of preparation. And when you get into that program, it really prepares you to develop a mindset that is going to help you to become successful in every area of your life. Now, let me say this. Most people struggle to find a clear definition of leadership. And that's why I'm going through this today. Equally so as finding a definition for management. If you would have missed out what I said at the beginning in terms of management, I encourage you to go back to look at it. All right. And how these ecosystems can and should be applied to achieve desired outcome across multiple platforms. I'm going to repeat this again. I'm doing this because I know people want to be successful. But the research is showing that most people struggle to find a clear definition of leadership, equally so as finding a clear definition for management and how these two ecosystems can and should be applied to achieve desired outcome across multiple platforms. In other words, what I'm saying here is that if you want to be successful, when you want to be successful and you want to be successful like your life depends on it, you need to commit the time to understand management principles and leadership tools and combine these things for your success. I'm doing a high level overview today. You're going to struggle if you don't understand these things. All right. So leadership and management, these are essential concepts. It's not leadership versus management or management versus leadership. It should not be about, these two things conflicting. It really should be, how can I combine these two body of knowledge? All right. How can I combine these two skill sets to position oneself for greatness? All right. To position yourself for greatness in business and in life. I want to repeat some of the things. Leadership is first about preparation. And I'm going deeper into this now. Leadership is about preparation and self determination. I repeat again, leadership is about preparation and self determination. And what exactly does this look like? Preparation and self determination. Let's do a deep dive into this concept. Now, one of the things that you want to really focus on as a great leader, you want to bring yourself to that point where you have a sense of self and a sense of awareness. You want to be aware of who you are. And that's very deep. So we're going to cover some of this today. Also, you need to have a sense of purpose and self-management. And we'll talk about this a little bit today. You need to have a sense of direction, and you need to have empathy. And I will go a little bit into this today. So moving forward, you really understand some of the practical steps that you can take to position yourself to become a better, greater leader. Now, finding yourself and embracing your true self and shining in your authentic personality is something that you want to commit yourself to. And I repeat this, finding yourself, embracing your true self, and shining in your authentic personality is something that you want to really, really, really commit to understand, love you, and recognize that you doesn't reflect lack and limitation, doubts, and fear. You may be thinking this way, but when you truly understand who you are, another dynamics comes into play here. So one of the things that I want you to focus on when you want to become a great leader, I want you to focus on mastering your sense of self, mastering your sense of awareness. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of things here to ensure that you get this right. Now, there's a concept that we call the self-image theory. Why am I going here? Because very often we see many person who wants to lead, all right, many person who wants to lead, you don't have the know-it-all to position yourself to attain that level of success that you want to. So the self-image theory really helps you to understand what is the ideal self, who is the looking glass self, who is the self-image, and who is the real self. Now I'm going to talk briefly about this. So when we talk about the ideal self is not necessarily the authentic you. The ideal self is you looking at something outside and you saying to yourself, I would like to be like this. And as a great leader, you want to be you. You want to be anchoring your sense of self. You want to be anchoring your essence. You want to be flowing in your essence, because that's what's going to separate you from an imitation of life. So it's about understanding the ideal self. It's about understanding the self image. It's about understanding the looking glass self. And it's about understanding the real self. Today, again, I'm going to give a high level overview of these concepts. The one I want to dive into a little bit here today is what I call your looking glass self. Sorry, the one that I want to dive into here today is the one I call the real self. And what I want to say here to you right now is that the real you have tremendous potential to attain greatness. And it doesn't matter where you were born, it doesn't matter where you came from, you have great potential to achieve greatness. And as a great leader, you need to understand the rich potential that you have. Because in one of my books, I clearly stated that people can never grow beyond their sense of self. You never grow beyond your sense of self. And you owe it to yourself to bring yourself to that point where you truly understand yourself. So you can now elevate yourself into greatness. And we have designed a very unique platform that really helps you to understand this. Now, before I go forward into today's program, I simply want to say this. I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share, because you will be the first to get these content that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. So do like, subscribe, and share, so you will be the first to get these content that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. Now, I trust that you would have followed those information that we share with you so far, and I want to go a little deeper into today's program. Today, I now want to focus on going a little deeper into these concepts. Now, we talked just now about mastering your sense of self and your sense of awareness. And this part of the equation of leadership is what I call the first level of emotional intelligence. You want to find you want to know you want to be flowing in your authentic self. It's essential for leadership. People can never grow beyond their sense of self. So if you're flowing in lack, if you're thinking in lack and limitation and doubts and fear, you hardly likely can grow beyond this. But when you understand the real self, that is something that's going to help a different equation to come into focus. All right, a different equation to come into focus. I want to move to another level of leadership style that you want to also focus on. You need to master your sense of purpose and your self management. Master your sense of purpose and your self management. And I want to go into a couple of things here. There are two levels of accountability factors that I want us to look at here. So, as we look at purpose, mastering your sense of purpose and managing self, there's two accountability factors here. You're accountable to yourself and you want to hold yourself accountable, but you're also accountable to the next person. All right? Because you're now flowing in purpose, not just about self, you're flowing in purpose. So you need to hold yourself to a high standard and to ensure that that high standard is having positive effect and impact on the beneficiaries. So, for example, you're starting a business. Why are you starting a business? You're starting a business because you want to add value and you want to fix problems. But to be able to add value and fix problems, you need to understand people. You need to innovate products and services that align to people, and you need to deliver consistently above and beyond the expectations of people. So that's the second level of emotional intelligence. You need to understand people and you need to commit to add value and fix problems. All right. You want to master the highest level of commitment to your MVO. Many of you would have heard me talk about the MVO. You just don't want to get into business because you want to cash flow optimize. You want to get into business because you want to add value, you want to fix problem. And that, in essence, is what's going to position you as a great leader to cash flow optimize. So we talk about mastering the highest level of commitment to your MVO. Your MVO means three things: your minimum viable offer, your most viable offer, and your maximum viable offer. You heard me talk about this several times. And what I'm saying, either focus on your minimum viable offer, depending on where you are, or you focus on your most viable offer, which is your 1 in 10 factors of brand selection, as against focusing on multiple things at the same time. You need to ensure that you put yourself in that position to manage that process. So as you taking the time to really understand your value offer and ensure that it is truly built to add value and to fix problem. The next concept that you want to master, as we focus now on mastering your sense of purpose and self-management, you want to master being able to deliver the highest level of commitment to your MVTM. Your MVTM really means now your minimum viable target market, your most viable target market, or your maximum viable target market. You too need to take the time to understand people. And there are a number of factors that you need to look at when it comes to understanding people. You see, a lot of people get into business and you think you understand people. But when you start to do that deep dive, you recognize that you don't understand people, and your ability to win people, your ability to attain, make an impact with people will ultimately depends on how well you understand people. So a great leader takes the time to understand people. A great leader takes the time to innovate products and services that is going to satisfy people's needs, wants, and expectation above and beyond their expectation. And he wants to do this consistently above their expectations. You need to take the time to understand people. And this is what we call the second level of emotional intelligence. Step away from you and now start focusing on people and how you're going to add value and fix problems with people. So I trust that you're taking notes on these concepts. I want to go a step further here. You want to master your sense of direction and empathy. Master your sense of direction and empathy. And what exactly am I talking about here? The third level of emotional intelligence has a lot to do with you mastering the ability to think ahead. All right, you want to master the ability to think ahead. It's essential. All right. You don't wait until something happened as a great leader and then you start thinking about it. All right. And thinking ahead can be broken up into multiple different parts. One of the things that we talk about is know your TOPAC. You know, you want to think ahead about your human resource needs. So, what human resource do you need to move a process forward? All right. What human res- what human resource needs do you need to move a process forward? What technical resource do you need to move a process forward? What capital resource do you need to move a process forward? And the second level of emotional intelligence is where you're thinking ahead of all of these things. You see, there are many persons that you start a process, but because you're not thinking through that process, you're not applying the third level of emotional intelligence that is allowing you to think ahead, see beyond problems, and take informed action to achieve desired results. Your dreams and hopes and aspirations, they're on the mind. They're on the mind. All right. So I'm trusting that these concepts that you're getting today is really helping you to better understand how to prepare yourself for success. All right. It's important for you to pause a bit and understand these concepts. Now, empathy is saying to you that you need to really take the time to understand people and take the time to master relationship with people. One of the things that I often say is that relationship is the mother of all social system. And if you want to be successful in business and in life, you need to become a master at empathy. You need to understand people. You need to become a master relationship builder. You need to invest in building quality relationship with the right people, with people. And it's an essential part of the leadership equation. And this is why leadership is so important. Again, I'm doing a high level overview here today. I will take each one of these topics and I can break them away and I can have multiple topics from them. But we're going to come to all of that later on. I'm giving you a high level overview here and today. The next concept I want to talk about is master the ability to take informed action. You want to master the ability to take informed action. And I would often say that there's a major difference between taking action and informed action. All right. You see, you can take action. We have millions of people across the world who are taking action, but action doesn't necessarily give you the results that you want. The ability to take informed action is where you know that the action that you're taking is going to give you the desired results that you want because you have done this several times before and you can anticipate the result. You have predictable outcome. Now, you may not be in that position of strength to predict the outcome, but guess what? We talk about this early on with the right mentor, the right coach, the right sponsor, the right support community around you. A great leader build out quality relationship. This is why you're building quality relationship to help to fast track your pathway to attain the level of success that you want. So there's a difference between taking action and informed action. Our platform will really help you to understand unique approaches that you can use to fast track your path to success. So on this in this context, mastering the ability to take informed action, you are thinking about deploying relationship mastery game plan. Do you have a master plan? Don't wait. You know that these are things that has to be done. Do you have a master plan? Because we're saying to you that relationship is vital to your success in business and in life. Many young rising star in business who come to us and say, I don't have the capital to move a process forward. When you check their relationship with bankers, you check their relationship with private equity investors, you check their relationship, across the board, it leaves more to be desired. So I want you to focus here that I really understand that if you want to be successful, when you really want to be successful, like your life depends on it, start investing in quality relationships with the right people. You're going to win. All right. So I trust that you had some nuggets here to take away today. Now, I'm going to leave it here for today. But as the days and weeks and months moves on, I will continue to give you more insight into essential concepts that you want to learn, apply, and master when you want to be successful in business and in life. So let me quickly recap some of the things that we talk about. We talk about management and the importance of management to your success in business and in life. What management helps you to do? It helps you to set objective and plan, organize resources to achieve the objective, communicate and motivate your team, coordinate activities, and measure and control performance towards achieving your goals. I know all of this may sound top heavy, but we're going to unpack this for you over a period of time. We also went in to talk about leadership and what leadership is. And you need to understand because very often, when you talk about leadership, sometimes it's just an abstract painting to you. On this platform, I will do my best to ensure that when we bring a topic, at the end of the day, you have a clear mental picture of what is being said. And you know clearly how to apply it at the end of the day. Because we are not just here for the gaff. We do this research because we want you to win in business. We want you to win in life. All right. So remember to like, subscribe, and share so you will be the first to get these content that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. Be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.